What's up? It's Ivaldi Sako. Welcome to the show. Today we'll talk about how to reduce anxiety with a breathwork technique that I used actually just before shooting this podcast. It's been like 15 minutes I used it and it works tremendously well. I'm really very calm, really tranquil. Like I don't know if you can say this in English. I'm very calm, rested just because of this technique. It really works. It works immediately and I think the effects compound on themselves. I'll also tell you about how to make good decisions, to not regret anything later. I'll tell you also about how to have less negativity around you and become a better leader, how to handle the negativity better, and how to let go and to stop being too attached. I watched the movie Fight Club. I'll tell you a little bit about it without spoiling you if you haven't watched it, which I think most people have. And also how to not lose clients and potential loyal clients, and maybe some other interesting stuff. But if you don't know me yet, if you're new here, my name is Ivaldi Sako. I went from not wanting to live anymore to going in business with a guy making $300,000 a month, and then going into business myself. And all that thanks to online content. So, online content really changed my life. It got me to see what was possible. It changed my life, made me see that I could become successful, I could become truly free, and this is why I'm making this podcast. It made me see that I could have a better life, basically, and I hope to help you as well, giving you some information on the process. Because what I do basically on this podcast is that I just journal, I document the process, uh, and I document what I learn to help you become truly free and successful. If that appeals to you, truly free, successful, have a better life, and get to the next level. If you're already an entrepreneur, if you're not an entrepreneur, I think it will also help you out because I just talk about things like reducing anxiety, right? So it really helps out uh, in a lot of areas in life. And if you want that, I suggest you subscribe right now to not forget and miss the next episodes. And if and only if you get some value out of this, please share the show. I don't do this to make money. I'm not doing this like I'm not making money actually currently doing this, obviously, if it has no views. But I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this to share the journey and document the process to help as many people as possible. And so if you got some value, please share the show. It will help tremendously. Share it with a friend, with your followers, whatever. Thank you. Now let's get into it. So I do journal on this podcast, and so what did I do this week? This week um I didn't do much, and these past weeks I have some kind of trouble just trying to find subjects for this podcast because I don't do a lot of interesting things. I basically just focus on my health, and this week particularly on cleaning. And sorry if there was a weird sound, just the mic had a problem. So the the problem is that I don't do like I don't learn that much during these past weeks, and so I just found some things just because I'm actually like struggling uh in my everyday life, right? So I have anxiety, so I reduce my anxiety with this breath technique that I'm going to be talking to you about. And also I cleaned, I just cleaned, like I cleaned my room, I cleaned and decluttered my office. That, it makes you declutter your mind. Like I have more space physically in my environment, and so I have my more space mentally. It really helps a lot. I would suggest you really declutter this. And I've also decluttered my desktop because, believe it or not, it's been 3 years I haven't done that, and a lot of things have accumulated because I've got somehow the bad habits of constantly keeping like putting more things on my desktop just like quickly and then not like put them together in the file or something like this. And so I've got I've gotten to a point that I had just three spots for an icon left on my desktop. This was like getting out of hand, right? It was completely like messed up. And so I cleaned this, I cleaned my desktop, I cleaned my files, I cleaned a lot of things. My wardrobe, a lot of things, and it just like frees you mentally. It feels great. It's just like when physical worker, like people that build buildings, they feel great when they see the results of what they worked for. I work like digitally on the computer, so you don't really see the results physically, and it's really rewarding to. I used to think like people with physical labor jobs like were unhappy, most of them. I don't think that this anymore. Like it made me see like when you do physical work and you see the results of your work after this, it really just like it's pretty rewarding. So yeah. Anyway, I'll get into it. I'll get into the anxiety reducing technique, breathwork technique that I got from Dr. Andrew Huberman. Great, great podcast that he has on Lab something. I don't remember the podcast, but like it's a very, very good podcast. And one of the few that I listen to, which by the way, when I told you I was cleaning my life, I also cleaned like I have no more apps that I don't use on a daily basis on my phone. Well, actually, no, this is not true. I don't have any social media apps anymore, uh, except maybe for LinkedIn, but I don't use it. So and I haven't gone on social media all week, neither on YouTube, like nothing except on listening to some podcasts on Spotify, which I do when I eat, and it frees you a lot of time, basically. Like it's just like you don't realize how much like space mentally consuming content takes you. Like it really like it's a lot. So be careful choosing, uh, especially when I chose to listen only to podcasts, just like this one. It's because these take less space in your mind. They are more like they make you think. They are more like slow paced, right? They don't like put too much images and give you too many amount of dopamine easily like this. When you scroll on TikTok, it's not the same thing. I didn't scroll on TikTok. I scrolled on YouTube. It's the same thing, except I think the content on YouTube is a little bit more like high quality. But anyway, it's the same. Like it's a distraction in any cases. So it's a distraction, but it's a great way to get known. So if you want to, get known and get like grow following, I think growing on TikTok is a great thing. I think growing on those short form content uh, apps, and the content there is just like it's useful to be discovered. It's useful to get some awareness because you discover new things on it, but to stay and constantly consume content on it is just like just very distracting, and it burns your dopamine levels. Like just like you just too. I personally get too addicted to them, so I just don't consume that anymore. Even though some of them are great, even though some like it can be great. It's just like it's the negative sides for me are too high. But creating them, I think it's a great thing for you to grow your audience and grow your businesses if you have an online business, for example. Anyway, the anxiety technique. So one, no, two inhales, one long exhale, and that's it. That's the technique. Now I use this. I did that a 10-minute meditation, kind of the meditation, breath work time. I close my eyes. I'm going to do this with you right now. So this is exactly what I did, and this is what Andrew Huberman like said, or at least my understanding of it. So you do need to have shorter inhales than exhales, because inhales make your heart beat faster, and exhales makes it beat slower. So you have a lower uh, heartbeat rate when you exhale for longer periods of time. And so you want to do this. And it's kind of a similar pattern than when you cry, when baby cries, at least when when you're a kid and you cry, you're like, and it's exact same thing. It's like it reduces your heartbeat, and so it relaxes you a lot. And so I feel relaxed right now. I feel really relaxed, and I think you can tell if you see or listen to the other podcasts. I'm a lot more anxious, faster sometimes. It's not because I'm anxious sometimes, but like I don't feel this sense of calmness right now that I feel. I'm really feeling good. And when you do this, and I did this, I think for like 4 days in a row, and for like 5 minutes, and today 10, it works like a charm. It really works. And so I have feel a lot less anxiety. And I don't know what if it was this or not, or if it was just me thinking about it and so it happened. But I was driving, so right now, if you don't know, I'm in my car when I shoot those podcasts because I'm staying too much indoors. So I like to just have a longer distance range when I shoot those podcasts to be able to just not have my vision uh, too much deteriorated because I stay too much on the computer and looking at things too close to me. Anyway, I I feel greatly rested, and so I when I was driving there, I was seeing people looking at me different, like looking at me, like fixating on me, like they didn't want to stop looking at me. And I don't think there's anything weird with my face, so or the way I drove, right? Like it's just like it was everything normal, except for I was very calm. I didn't like everything was calm. I was calm in my driving. I was calm, and I think my face is rested as well. It's just great. Thank you, Andrew Huberman. Thank you, Doctor Andrew Huberman. I think he's a doctor. I think he has a PhD. Anyway, just great podcast. You should really listen to this. Make it one of the few podcasts that you listen to on a daily basis. Like it's just great. At least the it was the podcast on how to breathe. Like you don't know how to breathe like the right way, and so he teaches you on one of these podcasts how to breathe properly. And I think I'm making a lot of weird sounds with my mic. It's close, and I'm just like I think like this, it will be better. I'm putting something on. Like okay, sorry guys for the inconvenience. So where was I? Yeah, he teaches you how to breathe. So if you want to have better like cognition, if you want to use your brain better, you need to learn how to use your breath, like how to breathe and how to use your inhales and your exhales, because the way you need to the way your brain needs a proper amount of CO2 and O2, oxygen and carbon dioxide. And so you have this with uh, a good quantity. The good quantity, you can get the good quantity of oxygen and dioxide of carbonate. I don't know how to say this in English. All right, English is not my native English is not my native language. Please bear with me. I'm going to like I'll let that to Andrew Huberman. Okay, I'm getting mad now. You say, oh well, this doesn't work so well, huh? This anxiety technique. Well, it's just me. I just like I didn't have the greatest weeks of my life these past weeks because I just work focus on my health and sometimes pisses me off to be honest with you. I'm just being transparent because this is a journal of mine. Anyway, so next thing is how to um, have less negativity. So it's based on the concept that your life is a mirror of who you are. So if you are negative, you're gonna get negative things. But it's not just that. Well, actually, it is mostly that. There's something else, but like it's just that easy. Like just if you are less negative, I didn't realize I was that negative. I was trying to okay, how can I better my character? How can I better my personality and how people are good to be around with me? Like how, you know, how positive I am. That simply. And so I tried to be less negative, and guess what? I received less negativity. As simple as that. Just like I didn't. It was like as seamless as it sounds. Like it just like it- every single time I thought of something negative, of criticism, of something that I could say or I could judge, I didn't. I stopped myself. I was aware of this because I had it in forefront of my mind. I was like, okay, I need to become more positive. I need to stop negativity. This was one of my things. And I feel like it's working. I feel like I get less negativity. And also, when I get negativity, I try to not give back negativity. Most people don't have this skill. I don't have this skill. Well, I'm starting to get a little bit of it, but I don't really like master it at all. When I get negativity, if someone like shouts at me, I'm going to shout back. Like, this is how stupid I am. Uh, uh, it's just like if someone raises his voice at me, it depends on the circumstances, but most of the time, I will feel the need to reciprocate this negativity. And so, to be a good leader, you need you are constantly like getting negativity, getting problems, facing a lot of struggle. And so, you need to face this negativity without giving it back. You need to become a sponge. I don't know where I saw that. Become a sponge of negativity. When you take negativity and you transform it into positivity and then you give it back. You give back positivity. You don't reciprocate negativity. And so this is what a good leader does. This is how you can become a really great leader. Like you are not phased with the negative things that come around, so you can continue on your work and on the good good things that you need to do on your good momentum of positivity, and you continue on it and you don't create negativity because first of all you don't give negativity. You stop yourself immediately when you try to criticize. You try to make it in a way that is more like factual and with empathy and with a place of not wanting to judge other people, like non-judgmental, good, positive feedback. That's what you want to give. And you want to, once you receive negativity, absorb it, be empathic, empathetic, have empathy, right? And give back this positivity. When you do, your life becomes a lot easier. I haven't experienced this life becoming easier yet, but I'm feeling it becoming like less negative, less because I am becoming less negative. So my life is a reflection of who I am. That simple. Like if you haven't watched yet or listened to and applied the mindset training of how to brainwash yourself for success, for getting the life that you want effortlessly, I suggest you do. This is a three-part podcast that's actually a real training that you should consider like a really like paid training that you paid a lot of money for it. So you will actually apply it because it's really useful. I talk about those things, how the world is a reflection of who you are and how your thoughts dictate your life and how you can control the feedback loop in your mind, the tool that is working against you or for you. It's just going to blow your mind if you actually apply this process and you see the result of it. You'll be blown away. All right. So next up, how to lose clients and potential loyal clients. So I'm ordering a lot of supplements for my hands because my hands are injured because I work too much on the computer. for like 12 hours a day on the computer nonstop for like months. And so don't do that. You'll hurt yourself physically, but also mentally, socially, everything. It's just like a mess. And so I did this big mistake. And so I got injured, and I'm getting I'm ordering from a company in France, and I think I'm kind of a loyal customer. I've been ordering from them for like 8 months now, and I would say the average customer there will spend uh, I don't know, 100, $200 about this euros, about this kind of prices. I spent about 1,000, I think, and so they are high priced supplements, right? It's like very, very high quality. I'm trying to put all the odds in my favor to be healing. Like if I could pay $5,000 for like making a little bit more sure, being more certain to heal faster, I will do it. Like it's costing me $1 million right now to not be able to use my hands correctly. Like it hurts too much when I use too much of the computer, and so it slows me down in everything. It's a mess. Anyway, this is why I'm focusing on my health. And so I ordered this, and I've taken, because I want things happening fast. I took the fastest shipping possible, right? And so there were like 5 options of shipping. I took the fastest one possible, and I've ordered before on Amazon with Prime, and I was delighted to see that my order for the first time in my life has arrived the next freaking day. This has amazed me, because I was not used to it. I didn't order too much online, and I didn't order like buy anything, to be honest with you, for a long time. And I uh, I had this expectation that maybe in 2 days max it will arrive, because it actually said that it was like 24, 48 hours, and the order arrived. First of all, when I went on the website to check, because I was waiting, like next day I was checking. Okay, my order has to be there. I need to take my supplements and heal fast in my hands. Let's go. It's happening right now. And I then then went on the website to see, okay, when will my order arrive, right? And I'm not usually a hard customer. Just in that, like I need my things fast, because I'm trying to heal faster. Like this is one of my goals. So I'm just acting fast on it and expecting when the shipping is supposed to be the fastest shipping possible to arrive really pretty quickly. And so my expectations were there, and they didn't meet my expectation. One day goes by, didn't receive my order. I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna get it. It's a no-brainer. Tomorrow I'm gonna get it. And it arrived the third day. And before that, before it arrived, 3 days after I ordered, which at the end was okay. But especially when I went on the website and saw that it was supposed to arrive in a week, I was like, I'm never going to order anything from them anymore. Like, I was pretty happy with their products. Felt like they're working, but like it's pretty hard to really know for sure with supplements and what you're trying, what is working, what is not really working. But I was really happy, and when I saw that, I was like, hell no, I'm not their customer anymore. Like, uh, I'm just trying, like, I'm going to get this order and never ordering it anymore from them again. But they arrived and, managed to not lose me as a customer, because it arrived the third day. And so I was like, okay, it's okay. It's not in a week. They, like, maybe the website was messed up. It was like, maybe considering that the order was a normal shipment, right? Normal shipping fee. And it didn't consider that I took the longer, no, the fastest shipping. And so this is how you can lose clients, by not managing expectations the right way. When you make your customers expect something, if you don't meet their expectations, you let them down, And when you let them down, they don't want to do business with you anymore. They don't want to order from you. They don't want to buy your services, your products, anything. Like you just like, I'm saying this to you. I haven't really applied it in my business yet. I'm trying. I will try to make this a forefront part of my mind. But sometimes, you you're focusing on a lot of things, and so maybe sometimes you mess up a bit here and there. And so this is why I was also understanding from this company, which is actually like I really got mad when I was seeing that it was going to arrive next week. Like I wanted fast shipment. You should have not told me that there was a fast shipment if you're going to make it arrive next week, right? But it arrived at 3 days. I was like, 1 day later, like, it's okay, right? So yeah, manage expectations. If you manage to exceed expectations, which Amazon did for me, you're going to be in business. You're going to be really well in business. Sorry, guys, I don't know if you heard something weird, but like I'm filming with my phone, and so there's a few things going on my phone. An alarm. Oh, looks like I gotta go. um, I'll tell you how I'm making a decision right now. I'm trying to see if I'm going or not on a trip. And so the way I'm trying to make this decision is by trying to imagine myself in 10 years and the 80 years old me. What am I going to be like? Like, what am I going to be more regretful of? Am I going to regret more making this decision? Going on this trip that is going to take away time from my business, from growing on my goals? Or is it going to make me, or am I going to regret more the fact of not having gone and not having experienced this, right? What are the benefits? What are you trying to do? For me, like this trip, honestly, I don't have the time to get into it right now, but it's just like when you make a decision, you want to see, okay, what's the goal? Like you're making a decision, okay, what's the goal? Do you want to go there or not? What's the goal of going there? Okay, this is the goal. What if you did not go? Would you regret that later? Could you regret that a lot? Could you regret that, like, not regret that at all? And what would happen? What is the worst case scenario? That is always what I'm trying to see, and if I'm willing to live with it or not. And I'm trying to reduce it as much as possible. I reduce the worst case scenario so that I'm able to live with it, and I'm able to make the decision. If I'm able to live with the worst case scenario, um, which oftentimes I'm not, because I have high expectations. I want to do the best decisions so that I grow faster on my goals. I try to reduce as much as possible the worst case scenario by taking actions on different things. And so when you reduce the worst case scenario and you're able to live with it, you can make the decision with more peace of mind. Anyway, I hope you like the show. I hope it was a good use of your time. If you did like the show, please share the show. And I'll see you on the other podcast. Click there. Maybe watch the mindset training. Yeah, don't forget mindset training. Very important. The best use of your time right now. Promise. Like if you actually apply it. Bye.